USA 2, Australia 0. My 3 words for this game is who wants next? Because
Ooh.
Australia talked the entire week, and what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? They came out and they played. I guess let's just get into it now, because they came out and they had one idea in their head. They had one game plan, and that was to kick our guys to get us frustrated. And we won this game in a completely different way than we won the Paraguay game. Okay, Paraguay game, we got to play all these things. Australia had no intention of playing. They wanted to kick us. They wanted to get our guys out of our way of playing, our beautiful American way of playing that we've adopted a little recently.
Yeah.
But we didn't take
As of 2
we didn't
games
take
ago,
any
the
of it.
new American style of soccer.
We were up for it. We matched it. We tolerated none of it. And yeah, I mean, Australia spent the entire week just saying, "Oh yeah, we want the US, we want the US, we want the US." Well, you got us, baby. Now what?
Yeah. Also, you interviewed that Aussie fan outside the stadium, and he chirped us.
He did. He did.
us.
Well, I think the exact words that this Australian fan said to me outside of MetLife was, "Everybody wants to see the US lose, mate." And I was like, I'm not sure that's true, but also, man, like, did it feel good to stick it to the Aussies? Because, like, and look, let me be very clear. When I talk about how big, I don't want to use. Okay, let me rephrase. When I'm talking about the Australia team, I'm talking about the 16 guys that played for them today. I'm not talking about any other Aussies. Yeah, I think Australians
They're great.
they're lovely people. They're lovely people.
Love them. Great vibes.
But Australia played like a bunch of punks today, and they got punked. And it was just glorious to watch, because they kicked our guys from the first minute. They kicked our guys, and our guys they just treated them like a annoying little bug that we just had to get through 90 minutes, and just easy as you like.
It's funny because it was, I think there were 7 cards in this game. There were 4 for Australia, 3 for the US, and I did get a little worried at the end of the game with Jedi, because Jedi was the first American guy where it seemed like he was about to say, "You guys want to poke the bear? I'm gonna bulldoze you." And Poch is like, "Get out of there!" And he just pulls Jedi off instantly. And I gotta say, to your point, I didn't love the Aussie response to American dominance. I didn't love it, but I don't want to make this about the Aussies. I want to keep the total focus on us, because and we have to start out with the first goal, the own goal. And people might be wondering, why are the US scoring own goals as the first goal in each of the games? And I'm going to tell you why right now. The reason the US is scoring own goals first is because if you score on a team, they can come back from that. We've seen them a million times. Like, your striker puts in a goal, the other team's fine, they can come back and win. So if we beat you, you can come back from that. But if you beat you, now your spirit's crushed. Now there's no coming back from that. So I just have to say, like, I love that we aren't just winning, we're winning with reverse mind tricks. And we're gonna get you turned against your own goal, banging the ball into the back of the net, and that'll really crush your spirit. So we have to start there. We have to start there.
No, I do like that, because I honestly, I like that both our goals, like to start the matches in both games, came from own goals, because it was just like, we're just irresistible. Okay, you're not gonna be and like that is what both goals kind of felt like to me.
We felt inevitable, and I do think we need to put in perspective that, yes, it was a mistake by the Aussie player who put the ball in his own net.
Yes,
but we forced that own goal, and what I mean by that is, any good soccer coach trains their team to, if you're in the box, you cross the ball early and hard, because what you're trying to do is, you don't want the defenders to get set. You want defenders to be facing their own goal. And so it was a really excellent decision by Flo to be sprinting into the box. He picks his head up. He sees that the Australia guys, they're facing their own net. Pepe's right in the center of them. And so he plays a hard ball with the outside of his foot across the goal. And there's really only two options for the Australian player. He's sprinting back into his own net. It's really tough to clear that ball away. So you know that you have two options. You try to clear something away in an awkward way, or you let it go, and then Pepe's right there putting the ball in, cool as you like. So I don't want us to take away credit from Flo, from the American, from Pepe for being in the right position. Like, we forced that goal in as much as it was an Aussie mistake.
I agree.
So that needs to be said. That needs
Yeah,
to be said.
100%. I think like we caused problems for the Australian back line like the entire like 4 out of 5 of the Australian back line got booked because that's the only way they could stop us.
Mhm.
I think going into the game, like hearing the news this morning that Pulisic was going to sit was look. I was a little nervous just because I look. We definitely had enough talent without him to beat Australia, but for me,
Yep.
it was more this guy has a lot of fire, and even if he's not wearing the armband, I do think he is the leader, and so not having Pulisic, kind of a red flag, but against the Aussies, not a problem.
Not a
Like
problem.
not a problem at all. And I really think like Australia was just very uncomfortable with how we were playing. And you look like they attempted to do exactly what they accomplished so well against Turkey, but against us, no. They like no dice. Just we're just a better side.
We're better
And
side.
it really showed. And I was I don't know proud of how they played today because it was just it was it was gritty in that this team that we were playing did not want to play soccer. They wanted to kick our guys, and our guys just got the job done and got out of there. I will say that the thing what you mentioned about Robinson is him and Adams both picked up a card, and the way the cards work in the World Cup is so they reset after the group stage, but suspensions carry over. So if they get a card, if Adams or Robinson get a card against Turkey, then they can't play in our round 32 game. So hopefully the Turkey game doesn't matter. Hopefully Paraguay gets a point off Turkey tonight and we can sit our guys and they
Yep.
can chill out because I think that Adams and Robinson are both guys that I don't know, the odds of them getting a card is like
Yeah.
pretty decent every game.
Mhm. And this is one of those situations where it becomes a bit of a chess match if Turkey wins because we have to start to look at the other group to see
Yeah,
who do we want to play.
yeah,
And that dictates, is Turkey a must win? Is it a situation where actually maybe we want to rest some of our guys and get healthy? So it's a tough decision.